So for those of you watching the recording, we are listening to the sounds that is the playlist Friday Night Nidra. And for everyone who's either watching this as a recording or those of you here live in person, we're going to be moving through a short but sweet yoga nidra and breathwork experience this evening. So you're welcome to have your lights off. Those of you that are here, cameras can go off as well if you want to. And at the end, as I close the nidra, I'm actually, because it's the evening, and if you're watching this at home, it's a good one to do right before bed. I'm actually not going to get you up and out and clear and closing the practice as I would in a usual yoga asana class. So I will just leave you in the state of nidra for as long as you wish to be there for. And my advice in that piece is just to, and that part of the practice is just to stay for as long as you can and just allow your body to very slowly come back to life. So you can start making adjustments now and grabbing any props that you may need. So I'm going to suggest a bolster or cushion for underneath the backs of the knees. Maybe something thin like a blanket rolled up or a really thin cushion for behind your head. Lots of space around you so that your arms and legs won't be in contact with a wall or a chair or a radiator, for example, or anything like that when you actually come to lay. And a blanket, definitely. Socks, yes, certainly. And anything else. So if you have a light covering for the eyes, this is also a really wonderful addition to a practice like Yoga Nidra. I'm just going to allow you to start making your adjustments and arrangements to get into your most comfortable laying position. And if you haven't already, you're welcome to just start the sounds whenever you kind of feel ready to. It's a beautiful playlist full of really wonderful sounds. And so there isn't really a space where you just have to press play. It just moves from one lovely sound into the next, moving us into a deeper and deeper relaxation. And so before we get started, and as you're moving yourselves around and finding your props and deciding whether you are quite warm enough, and if there's any kind of even smallest inkling that you may be feeling slightly cold now or in need of extra support or cover, it would be really great for you to get that and cover the body. And as you come to lay down, start to relax the body, arms and legs uncrossed and out wide, feet and heels wider than the hips, toes turning out to the left and right side. Make sure the heels are on the floor. So if you have got the knees supported by a bolster, this may be a bit too much of a prop for those of you whose heels are off the floor. Okay, so just start to come into awareness of parts of the body. And as you lay here, just taking a moment, we're just going to start to bring in the intention and also recognizing what Nidra is. So Yoga Nidra, quite simply put, is a yoga sleep in the way that it allows you to be consciously sleeping. The body rests and the mind is awake. And although the mind is conscious and aware, it's not racing, moving, and it doesn't have many or any jobs to do. Yoga Nidra is a space where your body gets to completely drift, become detached in some way from the thoughts and the distractions of the mind. And so in moving towards this kind of sleep, as it were, we begin to dial into the depths of relaxation like we've never known, recalibration, rejuvenation, and it starts to bring back vitality and life. It's been said that a 40-minute nidra can actually leave the body and the cells feeling as if they've had an 8-hour sleep. And that being said, there's also a big chance that you'll fall asleep during this process. I think it's safe to say if that's the worst that happens, then we'll be okay with that. It's usually an indication that actually you're really tired and the body is exhausted. The mind is exhausted. And so if you feel yourself slipping off into sleep, just try to bring the mind back into the present. Also making our final preparations to move into Nidra. Becoming aware of your body here laying on the earth. And as you start to find awareness, checking in with all parts of the body. Notice the earth beneath you, holding you steady here. The sky above you. The lightness and the ease of the air. Observe as your belly rises and falls in time with your breath, along with the rhythm of your inhale and exhale. Notice the subtlety, but the certainty of this gentle, supportive movement. As you observe the breath in the belly, become much more conscious of the breath and allow the breath to travel in a bigger, more expansive way. The filling up and the softly releasing. And noticing that the chest and the shoulders stay entirely still as the breath just moves in the abdomen. And for this time and this moment, bring your mind into the present and this exercise so firmly that you begin to allow all otherworldly requirements of you to just drop away. That there's nowhere else you need to be. And in the same moment of allowing the mind and the body to come into full presence here, let go of the control of the breath, if there is any at all. Being fully aware that you are breathing, but not the breather. And feel your whole body laying here on the earth in its heaviness here. And if you were to watch your body from outside of yourself, gazing down, as your eyes scan over your body laying here in stillness, are there any places that you see that could soften just 10% more? And as you begin to soften in the body, coming back into the self, notice the heels of your feet pressing down into the earth. The left heel heavy, and the right heel also heavy. The lightness in the sole of the left foot. The lightness in the sole of the right foot. The left ankle bone. And the right ankle bone. Observe the whole of your left foot here, completely heavy and relaxed. And the whole of your right foot, heavy and relaxed. Observe the feeling in the lower left leg, calf on the left side. And the left shin. Notice how the lower left leg becomes really heavy here. Notice the right leg, the lower part. The right calf muscle and the right shin. And how the whole of the lower right leg is completely heavy and completely relaxed. The left knee held either by the bolster beneath you or simply resting just a little way away from the earth. The back of the left knee and the front of the left knee. Notice the right knee, either held by the bolster or slightly elevated. Notice the underneath of the right knee and the top of the right knee. Both knees relaxed. Scanning the left thigh. Allow the left thigh to become even heavier now, releasing all holding and all tension in the left thigh. The right thigh, becoming completely relaxed in the right thigh, letting go of any holding or tension in the right thigh. the left hip, and the left sit bone, one at the front of the body, one in contact with the earth beneath you. Notice how this left side of the pelvis, the hip and the sit bone, completely relax, no holding. Your right hip and your right sit bone, the front and the back, the right side of the pelvis, entirely heavy, relaxed. The whole of your pelvis here in complete heaviness, no holding. As your mind moves towards the abdomen, notice inside the body. Relaxing the tendons, the ligaments, the muscles inside. Unknotting tension in the abdomen, allowing the digestive tract to soften, relax. And then the muscles, the flesh and the belly soften and relax. The whole of your abdomen completely soft and entirely relaxed. Become familiar with the softness in the rib cage, chest, diaphragm, as the gentleness of the breath encourages these spaces in the chest, diaphragm, the ribs, to completely relax. The lungs, no tension. The whole of the chest completely heavy and relaxed. Notice the back of your body now, the spine. From your sacrum, the lower back, all the way up to your neck. Gently allowing the mind to notice each vertebrae. And as it does, becoming heavier and more relaxed as the mind moves up the body, up the spine. Observing your left shoulder. Left shoulder becomes heavier. So does the top of the left arm, the left elbow, left forearm, left wrist, the back of the left hand, and the tips of all the fingers on the left hand, gently curling in, becoming more relaxed. The entirety of the left arm completely heavy and relaxed. The right shoulder heavy, the upper right arm, the right elbow, forearm and wrist, palm of the right hand, the back of the right hand, and all of the fingertips in the right hand curling in. Notice the whole of the right arm completely heavy and entirely relaxed. The back of the head, heavy into the earth, and all of the muscles across the face, the jaw, the forehead are completely relaxing now. Allowing all tension to ease away. So you observe the entire body here, heavy and relaxed. No holding anywhere. Spending the next few moments suspended in this sensation, allowing the body to bask in the feeling of stillness and pure surrender. And as you lay here, becoming more and more familiar with the feeling of heaviness. You may be able to feel a little bit like you're sinking into the ground beneath you, as if there's no separation at all between you and the earth beneath you. And this feeling and awareness begins to feel more and more familiar and comforting as each moment passes. And right now, as you spend your time between waking state and dream state. This is the moment to pause in, fully aware and conscious, and yet the body sleeps and rests. And as you spend the next few moments becoming aware of the body once again, try not to move suddenly or even at all for an extended period of time now, if possible. The longer you can steep in the sensation of what you have created, the cocoon that you've placed yourself in here, the more the effects of Nidra will stay with you. And the practice of tapping back into this state of being becomes more accessible. And you'll take all the time that you need and want this evening to breathe yourself back into the present. And even though I may not be there live for that moment, just allow yourself to take each step slowly, peacefully, as if I were. And if you want to stay exactly where you are for many, many more minutes, then please feel free to do exactly that. You can maybe allow the whole of the playlist to play out, giving you plenty of space, a glorious amount of time to be with the sensation. I'll leave you where you are. Allow yourself to go easy and go steady.